Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. Today is Monday, August 7th, and I am here with our daily tarot reading. Today's intention is sensory focus. So yesterday, it was inner focus, so we were looking deep inside of ourselves. Today is sensory focus. I want us to focus on our senses today. How the senses make us feel, what they make us think, and what they make us do. I want to really focus on that. So I'm doing my daily thinking, feeling, doing spread, and hopefully we can get some answers as to how the senses can give us information. So let's get started. I begin to shuffle my deck as usual, repeating the phrase sensory focus, repeating my intention, sensory focus. And because that is my intention, as I'm repeating that, I am focusing on all of my senses as I shuffle. What do the cards feel like? What do my surroundings feel like? How does the air feel? What are my thoughts like? How is what I'm perceiving in what I'm sensing? How is that affecting how I shuffle? How is that affecting how I feel? Really leaning into all those complexities, but simply focusing on the senses. Let's do that while we take some deep breaths and center ourselves. Okay, so I've brought the deck from chaos into unity. I have felt it all during this shuffle, and I'm ready to draw my first card. The card that I draw in the thinking position is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is, on its face, a pretty simple card. But there is so much depth in the Six of Pentacles. I think that alone is giving me a hint of how my senses may be impacting my thoughts. The way that I'm going to interpret the Six of Pentacles in thinking today, though, is it's showing me that I'm going to be thinking, or we might be thinking, about how we can use our focus, the inner focus we learned about yesterday, the focus we've been learning all about on the journeys we've been on recently, how I can use that thinking to help others as much as possible. How that thinking and the knowledge that I've gained, and especially today, it's about sensory focus, the knowledge I can gain from how I'm experiencing the world around me, at least what I think about what I'm experiencing, how I can use that knowledge to help others as much as possible. Or, how can I use that knowledge to maintain appropriate balance? I think is another way to think about it. If you're not called to help others, if that's something you've already done enough of today, then you can really just think about it in terms of how to maintain proper balance, but definitely with others. This really isn't about just inside of ourselves. I think this really is about how we can use thinking to help others. But let's go to feeling. Since this is a sensory focused reading, I want to really see what feeling is telling us. In the feeling position, the card that I draw is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles in feeling is beautiful for me. especially with the Six of Pentacles in thinking. Because with the Queen of Pentacles, it's showing me that our senses, our focus on our senses, are all uniting to make us feel completely grounded and completely in control. Control of our connection with the outside world, control of our connection with the physical and the intuitive. How an engagement with our senses actually helps us connect and be empowered in order to have leadership today and then to help others. The Queen doesn't just do it all for herself. She has self-trust and self-awareness. She's able to connect to everything around her. But she's most able to use all of that from a comfortable place. She's able to use all of that. All of how she's engaging with the senses. Engaging with pleasure, too. Sensory pleasure, in particular. How she's able to use that to help others and to maintain a balance within herself and outside of herself. So that's how I see her and feeling. So far, it's pretty straightforward. Let's see what doing offers us. The card that I draw in the doing position is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups in the doing position is showing me celebration. It's showing me a sensory experience of a specific kind. That of being united. That of celebrating an accomplishment in particular. The Three of Cups in the doing position is showing me that maybe just within ourselves, but most likely with others, we want to approach the day with a celebratory mood. With a sense of sharing our accomplishments with others, maybe sharing accomplishments that we have created with others is being called for here. I think how that ties back to the Queen of Pentacles and feeling is saying, again, this was a sensory focused day. So it's saying that if we can trust our instincts, trust our self, our ability to unite all of these sensory experiences into one feeling of balance and power, and use that to help others, use that balance to help others, use our self-awareness of our senses to help others, we can engage in all the best aspects of those senses with those we've helped. That's what I'm seeing from this tarot, that a sensory experience, a sensory indulgence even today, is going to help us be balanced and authoritative. And then that's going to help us celebrate with those we can help. Let's check out the Lenormand pair though, because I want some clarity on maybe how I can engage the senses today. Maybe some guidance even on how I should approach this sensory focus today. Okay, so I've brought the deck from Chaos into Unity, and I am ready to draw the first card in my pair. The card that I draw first is the Scythe. Okay, the Scythe could potentially complicate things for me. The Lenormand cards usually provide clarity, and I believe they still will. The Scythe, though, here definitely complicates things. Because I got the Three of Cups in doing, though, and there's so much of this feeling of celebration after a harvest, I'm going to focus on the part of the Scythe that involves harvesting. So, reaping rewards, I'm going to go with that first. But let's check out the second card to see exactly how that is going to affect my senses. The second card that I draw is the Mountain. The Mountain and the Scythe. The Mountain is obstacles, potentially delays, definitely the idea of struggling to overcome something. It's pretty clear here. In terms of how that informs the Scythe, though, I think it's saying that there may be an obstacle in the way of me harvesting what I've learned from a sensory focus. Meaning, the mountain is here to imply that, or to remind me that engaging with your senses, getting to the position of authority that the Queen of Pentacles sits in, getting to that is going to be challenging. It might not take forever. The scythe usually implies some kind of quickness, but that there may be, today in particular, some obstacle to a quick, efficient harvest. Meaning, there may be some obstacle to me quickly and efficiently understanding how my senses are going to be used for the most good. How my senses can get me to a place of authority to be able to help others, to be able to then celebrate that with others. It's not going to be as simple as just going from being like, I feel this, to I did this. There's going to be some kind of obstacle. That obstacle is going to be, I believe, involved with our sensory experience today, or at least engaging with that. So that's freeing though. Because if we know that, if we can anticipate that it's not going to be just a quick harvest, I come in with my scythe and I'm good to go, celebration time, bring out the cups. I think it's definitely going to be, you have to work to get on the throne. Self-awareness, especially if you're coming from a place of sensory focus, self-awareness about how your senses can bring you to a place of authority to help others. In order to get on that throne, in order to celebrate with others, I may have to overcome some kind of obstacle. I'm thinking that obstacle is literally just us figuring out how the way we feel about our senses can be used to help others. I think that is maybe where the mountain is. It's overcoming this idea of transferring the personal experience of your senses into a place of authority to help others. Once we can, though, we can harvest all of that knowledge, use it from our place of authority on our throne, and then celebrate all that we've accomplished together. So you can overcome those obstacles today. Because it's a scythe, it may be quick. You may be like, I see this obstacle, I overcame it, I've indulged in the senses, let's celebrate. Let's hope we can get there sooner rather than later today. I'll see you tomorrow.